Who you got in the Lions versus the Chiefs?
I got the Chiefs going into this one. Pretty much for every reason you said. Hopefully you can hear me now. Audio's coming. Okay, okay. Yeah, without a doubt, Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Next on the list, it looks like we have it's kind of a rough game for the Lions. We've got the Seahawks at Lions. Who you got there?
I'm going with the boy Gino and the Seahawks. Uh, he should have been the NFC North like MVP if they had such an award. Geno Smith, he did good things for the Seahawks. Pete Carroll really is bringing the best out of him, and I like their situation better than Detroit. So it's a Seahawk victory for me.
Man, the Seahawks are loaded this year, and this is not how I wanted to see the Lions start their schedule. But we'll go ahead and throw that two-time L up, and that's going to be a
It's a
loss for
rough
the
one.
both of us.
Oh yeah, so I got the Detroit Lions currently sitting at 0-2, just like Mr. KC. I think this is the first time we started off almost. Well, no, this is probably the third time because besides the Chiefs schedule, there's only one other team I got to think about where we agreed it was probably going on at six to start off. It was pretty
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah. Next game we got, ladies and gentlemen, September 24th. We got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions, and I'm going with the Falcons in this game. Of course, we've already talked about it pretty much when we covered the Falcon schedule, and it's just not a game the Lions are ready for. But luckily, we'll talk about that in a second. Who you got, Mr. KC?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to go with the Lions. Let's give them the first win over the Falcons. I like Jared Goff. He's a solid quarterback. I'm going to actually lean with the Lions here.
Hey. So he's currently at 1-2 with the Detroit Lions, and I have them at 0-3. But luckily for you, Lions fans, you get Green Bay the next week, and that's a win if I ain't ever seen it. It's almost up there with like playing the Cardinals and playing the Browns. Like you couldn't ask for a better team to play, especially starting off 0-3. Get your first win of the season, 1-3 Detroit.
That's going to be a two-time winner, folks. Two-time winner. The chicken dinner here. Look, there's two teams this year that I am calling better than a bye. That is going to be
Oh
the
yeah,
Packers and the Titans and the Cardinals.
oh
I've
yeah.
got three. Sorry.
We
And
really got four, honestly, and it's coming up.
yeah, true,
The
true.
very next week, ladies and gentlemen, the Panthers versus the Lions, and this is another win. Like the Lions, you go on a streak here. You're now 2-3, 3-2 by Mr. Casey's count. I'm sure he's going with the Lions in that game.
Hmm.
Um, and then you move on to another game, which I feel like is almost up there with the bye week situation, but we'll see. You get the Buccaneers, and I think you win this game, Lions fans, and you're 3-3 on the season. Who
Oh,
you
and
got in
that's
that
right where you
Buccaneers
want
game?
them. Well, you know I'm
Yeah.
right there with you on that pick. That's going to be another two-time win there. Don't get it confused, folks. This is pretty nice. We're turning it right back around for the Lions, and we're starting to get. We should be getting pretty full on the roster here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they
Perfect
we're
time
starting to
for
get
it.
into the weeks where some people should be coming back, but I don't think they're back in enough time October 22nd because they face Big Trust and the Baltimore Ravens, and unfortunately, Lions fans, you moved to 3-4, but it's okay. You're right there in the midst of things. Nothing's going wrong yet. You really lost the teams that you should have lost to, so there's no harm in that.
Upset alert, folks. Upset
Oh,
alert. Don't let these Ravens fans fool you. This is the Lions. Lions time. This is going to be an upset game. Normally, I like to lean to the better quarterback, and that would be Lamar Jackson. But I do not believe the gap between Lamar Jackson and the play from Jared Goff is so significant that we go ahead and say that he's magically big enough to better enough to beat the Lions. Give me the Lions on this one. I'm moving them to 5-3.
ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about a bold prediction? That's a bold one. The Ravens are going to crush these guys. I don't know, but we'll get there when we get there. But luckily, Lions fans, you get another game that following week to rebound. Get your things back right. You play the Raiders, and you'll move to 4-4 on the season after you pick up a win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Mr. KC,
You know
he
I'm
said,
throwing up that 2 times. We got to get that 2 times over there because we're both agreeing on this one. Look, the
"Ooh,
Raiders, this is a great matchup for the Lions. Nice, tough week. This gets me at 6-3 with the Lions, so maybe this is when they take over the North.
I don't know about that, but they're on their way because the very next week they have the Los Angeles Chargers, and I
Mm.
think that they pick up a win here. The upset
Whoa,
alert,
the
the
upset
real
alert.
upset alert, Jared Goff versus Little Herbert.
And
And I
you,
think Jared Goff will have. I think Jameson will be back then, their wide receiver. I think they'll have
mhm.
all their pieces back by then, and it should be a light show.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, the track meet here.
yeah, so I'm going with the Lions, 5-4.
And And I can confirm that's an upset alert because I am actually taking the Chargers in this game. So you know if dude's picking them and I'm not, that is the upset alert of the night.
Mm, yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, I like that pick. Because the very next week, whew, you got a hard one. You got to play the Chicago Bears, and I don't think you win that game. I think you move to 5-5. Uh, I like just what Chicago's doing. I like the quarterback situation, and I think that they do more than what they what's the word I want to say? They're going to do well more than what they need to do to win as
They're
far as
going to exceed
Chicago.
their
Because, yeah,
expectations.
that's the word. They're going to bypass all of the doubters, all of the negativity. And this will probably be a streaky game for Chicago by then. We'll see. But they're definitely picking this one up. But Detroit, you move to 5-5.
I'm actually kind of agreeing with you for the most part, but I'm going to pick the Lions. They're going to split the series. This game in Detroit, what we know is Fields is developing. He's in year 2, kind of getting in the groove. But Jared Goff is a very well seasoned veteran. I like Fields, but the Golf is a better quarterback, hands down, or at least has better arm talent at the very least. So I'm gonna lean with the
Well,
Lions on
yeah,
this one.
you haven't seen a lot of Fields tape, so I understand. But now that he got receivers to show it to you, he's
He
going to
does.
showcase that arm.
Yep.
Like I remember him from Ohio State, and trust me, he can get it down there. When
Yeah,
he
and
can
it'll
get
be
it down.
interesting to see what he does. I mean, they finally decided to surround him with quality talent with like DJ Moore. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in
Oh
Chicago.
yeah,
I'm excited to do their picks.
oh yeah. And luckily for you, Detroit fans, the very next game you get to play the Green Bay Packers again, which will get you another dub. And like I said, it's not bad. Well, what I got you at now? You're 6-5 now. So I
Yeah,
mean,
you've got him at 6-5, and I have them. What is that? 8-3, I believe.
ooh,
Oh no, 7-4. Sorry
seven
about
and
that.
four. All right. See, and this is gonna be where it gets tough for you, Lions, just for a little bit, but not too bad. But you got to play Derek Carr and the Saints, and looking at that Saints team and their schedule, and I believe I had them knocking you off because I'm going with the dude Derek. We're getting playoff Derek Carr. You're 6-6. You lose to the Saints. Long story short.
No, we got to win that game, Lions fans. Let's keep it rolling. It's going to get you to 8-4. Let's pump the brakes on Derek Carr. He's not better than Jared Goff either. So,
I think he is. I think he's
well,
better.
we'll see because he's not stuck in the AFC anymore with a bad
Hmm.
Raiders team. So
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see. But it really depends on the health of the Saints.
That is also true. We'll definitely see here because after that, the Lions get another L. And like I said, there's nothing to fret about. Just L's come and go, but you lose to Chicago again. They sweep you on the season. but it's nothing to be fearful of. You're right in the mix still. You're at 6-7 now. Everything is gonna be all right. Got a
Yeah,
little bit of fly flying around.
as someone that lives in Florida, nothing scares me more than the thought of being outside in Chicago in December 10th. So I'm going to go ahead
Mhm.
and give the Bears the home field advantage and the win. Like I said before, they should split. These are two real closely matched teams, in my opinion.
And we will see because I got that going a little bit different. But that's the glory of football. We'll definitely see on
Mhm.
that Sunday. Next game we got here, which is another game that's almost better than a bye. You get to play the Denver Broncos. You move to 7-7 on the season now. You shore up 500 now. You're 7-7 on the season, and you should be proud that you guys made it this far. Who you got, Mister
Absolutely.
KC?
I'm going for two timer. We're going. That's an easy. Get the Broncos out of here. That's an easy one for me. That's gonna get me. What's that? 9-5, I believe.
Woo! And see, this is the toughest stretch in all your schedule, Detroit.
Hmm.
And to be honest with you, I can make mine quick. You lose every game. You're losing to the
Whoa,
Vikings, then you lose to the boys, and you lose to the Vikings again. And I'm sorry it has
whoa.
to end that way, but 7-10 is your future. Mr. KC, what you think about the last three?
The last three, we're looking at a win for the Lions.
Ooh, over
A
Vikings?
Yeah, win over the Vikings, loss over the Cowboys, win over the Vikings.
So
Let's
they're
go
gonna
ahead and get
sweep the
the sweep.
Vikings?
They're
Now
sweeping the
that's a bold
division.
prediction.
They're not sweeping the division. They're sweeping everyone but the Bears. They split with the Bears,
Split
and
hairs.
I know, and that actually gets me up to like 11-6, which is
Ooh.
two more wins than I had in my head before looking at the schedule. To be completely, just absolutely horribly honest, um, I really feel more comfortable at like a 10-7 number, and I feel that might be slightly bold. So
Oh,
let's
it's beyond bold because 7-10 is their ceiling for me, and I'm surprised I even
7
got them at 7 wins.
Oh, I think, and I really feel more if I had I'd bet 9, and I'd bet 9. If the over under was 8, I'd go 8.5, 9. I'd go ahead and go 9. I think
Yeah,
this is a
I'd
winning
go under.
season for the Lions. They got talent.